continue on. Next, we have a presentation from Wendy Monfrance, Chief Probation Officer for Probation.
Pen is down. Give it down. You said something.
I think we might have a different response if we did find the probation officer on Facebook. Thanks for having us here today. We're excited to tell you about all that we've accomplished this year at the probation department. We have an amazing staff who is very concerned about public safety, but also making sure that Lake County is a better place and that we know people can change, and we're going to help them do that. So this year we promoted 10 employees in our department to positions like Deputy Probation Officer after being in our office a couple of years in training. We hired 7 new employees. We have 4 other employees that have been hired this year, and we have 2 more starting next week. And we have 2 people in background, and then interviews of 4 more. If we complete this, we have 4 openings right now. We will be fully staffed, which is the first I've ever seen since I've been here. And last year we were at 36% vacancy rate for Deputy Probation Officer. So we're pretty excited. We did this by streamlining with HR on the testing process by bringing in tablets so they could do the testing right on a tablet, and we get pretty quick results rather than having to mail the test to some off land and get it back in several weeks. We've also created a position in our office called the Probation Program Technician, which we've created as a training position to become a probation officer for people who maybe don't have the prerequisites, and they can manage a caseload and learn those skills, but do it differently and not be in the field maybe like a deputy probation officer would. And after 2 years in that position, then they can promote. So by doing this and underfilling a couple of the deputy probation officer positions, we've been able to bring our staffing levels up. We had our 3rd annual Resilient Reentry this year at Woodland College, and it was a fantastic event with more people in attendance than before, and we're going to continue with that again this next year. It may be at a different location. We're still working out all the details, but we do plan on going forward with that this year. We hosted 6 tattoo removal events, and 191 procedures were had in those 6 events. I can't tell you how many people that is because some people take several treatments before the tattoos are removed. We began the implementation plan of the Child Abuse Prevention Plan with our partners at the Children's Council and Child Welfare Services. We hosted 2 community meetings. We attended the judges' breakfast. I have been on several radio shows, and we've presented our housing project at other meetings like the COC and the Children's Council to promote the housing project that we have started. Our pretrial unit has continued to evolve, and now we are doing assessments on each person that is booked into the jail that is going to court, and we're getting those to the judges before they ever see the individual, so they can have real information about the person's likelihood to attend court and their needs before they ever see a judge. We introduced our mobile services unit, and it had a few bumps in the road, but it's now out and about, and we're beginning to see people where they are. With our new staff, we have designated 2 individuals that are deputy probation officers that work just with homeless populations, and they'll be utilizing that van regularly in their visits. We were approved as a CalAIM Enhanced Care Manager, and we're beginning that implementation with the help of public health in the billing part of that system. Props 36. We are working on implementation on Prop 36. We worked with Behavioral Health and the District Attorney's Office to create an implementation plan, and this last week I met with the judges to present that plan, and they have given us the go-ahead to go forward on how to implement Prop 36 and the impact it's going to have on the county. I did a rough survey of the justice partners we have in the county, and we believe in 2024 there were around 300 individuals that would have been eligible for a Prop 36 type of charge. And so those are the kind of numbers we're looking at that is going to be an impact on all three of our offices, and the changes of the services are going to need. I believe that may require me to come back and ask for maybe an additional body or two, because at the time Prop 36 is unfunded, and so I'm trying to come up with a plan in our office to make sure that we can see that those 300 people are served and get the treatment or job skills training, things they need, and we do the quarterly reports that we need to do with the judges for that. We continue on our housing project. We're so excited. We believe we have, it appears we're going to have a property selected within the next week. It has been identified, and they're negotiating now, and I believe we will have an announcement on that very soon. We continue to train our staff. Our staff in a first year, a deputy probation officer receives around 300 hours of training, and then they continue to receive between 60 and 100 hours of training annually. We are working hard on staff wellness. We became a Blue Zones certified location this year, and we are just trying to come up with ways to make sure our staff have the least impact on themselves for the hard work they do every day. Child welfare and ourselves are working on our county self-assessment and system improvement plan, and we have a stakeholder meeting on February 19th. It is at 9 o'clock at Robinson Rancheria, and we invite everybody to come and discuss how probation and child welfare are doing, working with children and families and the foster kids in the county. We're going to continue to expand our mobile services unit and our homeless outreach. We have just contracted with a company to implement AI in our report writing processes. The AI will read police reports and summarize them, and it also takes rap sheets and summarizes them. That is the longest part it takes for an officer to write a pre-sentence report for the judges. And so the hope is that we may be able to take people out of those units once this is fully implemented and get more people on the ground because of the less work it will take. The information will still be reviewed, but just the time it takes to summarize those, especially in extensive cases, is a lot. And we're going to continue to enhance our victim services. So this year we supervised a total of 1,013 individuals on some type of formal supervision. Adult probation, that's 710. Juvenile probation, 88. Post-release community supervision, which is those individuals returning from prison, is 162. And on mandatory supervision, we had 53. We had 108 individuals in the pretrial program, and these are individuals who have not been convicted of a crime but are going through the court process, and we do things like remind them of their court appearances, test them for maybe they have an alcohol monitor on them and we're monitoring that it's being complied with, or they have an ankle monitor on and we're monitoring that that's being complied with. Our adult report writers prepared just over 1,000 reports this year for the courts, and we had 83 reports in juvenile court. There were 90 filed probation violations with the court this year for adults and 6 in juvenile. We had 467 individuals referred to adult programs, and many of those you will see happening at our Lower Lake office that we share with behavioral health, and of those almost 200 completed successfully. And then we've attended at least 43 public outreach events. We try to be anywhere, everywhere to make sure that our message is out there, and being at schools, interacting with kids, things like that. I think that's it.
Vice Chair Rasmussen?
Yeah, once you get the selected location for the housing, when is it expected to be actually built and people moving in?
The groundbreaking, I believe, is expected in the fall of 2026. So, and then, I'm not a builder, but a year or so, I think.
Just to make sure.
Latier?
Oh, so sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, you're
I had eye contact. Sorry. Just to make sure I'm reading this correctly, approximately 10% of your cases violate probation? Basically almost 100 out of 1,000? Is that how I'm reading it, or is that not the way I should read it?
No, that would be 90 violations filed. That could be one person maybe
Gotcha.
had several filed.
So it's not unduplicated
No,
individuals?
it is
It's
not.
number of, gotcha, okay.
It's how many times we filed paper in the court.
I appreciate that. And I just feel the need to express my gratitude for your department. You are absolutely everywhere. Thank you for your participation in the COC's pig count. And I would like to find ways, I know we talk about it a lot when it comes to different types of issues that we're trying to deal with, and we use the word stigma. And I would like to work with you and your department and find ways to reduce the stigma that unfortunately people in our community have with their interactions, past interactions with law enforcement, because I think what you are doing is exactly that kind of healing that people need to see and experience. And so anything that we can do to help get a different perspective based on the actions that we're taking today, currently, I'd love to help you make sure that we put that out there as much as possible and get a different idea of what law enforcement can be.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no other questions, I'll open it up to the public. Anyone on Zoom? All right. Well, thank you very much, Wendy. Appreciate your presentation.